WHFV 1023 FM New Orleans. Of course, it is the Morning Brew. About to get this thing cracking like it this morning, man. Got a little Luther with the house mix on it to get you rolling, man. Get you started off this morning, man. Hit that like button, hit that share button. I see you, Queen June. I like it when they hit that like button, that share button. What's up, Miss JV5? What's happening with it? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me check my screen out, man. It looked like I might be frozen, man. Let me see something real quick. See if I can get this thing rolling right this morning. The last couple of days, the internet been acting crazy on me. Got Serv sitting in the back room, about to get ready to bring them up. That's what I'm talking about. Let me just do a little producer right quick. I'm coming, y'all. All right, we live and kicking. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that share button, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that like button. Turn this down right here. Turn that up. What's up with it? Good morning, Mr. Serv on sound check. Can I hear you or can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear
Oh
you.
yeah, I can definitely hear you.
Okay, I can hear you.
All right, cool beans. Good morning. How are you, my brother?
Oh man, I'm tired, man. I didn't I did oversleep today, man, and I apologize.
Oh man, it's all good. It's all good. It's Good Friday. It's Good Friday. It's crazy because I was honestly wondering. I was gonna ask you. I said, man, it's Good Friday. I was gonna ask you if you wanted to take the morning off last night, but I ended up getting busy into something else, and I never sent the text. But it's good. We do a relaxed Friday.
Definitely.
So, how was your day yesterday? How was everything? How the baby doing? All that good stuff. You know, I know I'm a morning check in.
Oh man, the baby doing good, man. Just laughing at my son. He, just excited on every little thing, man. And I just told him enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Your first one. He changed his first diaper yesterday, and
Oh, he
feeding her and
changing
stuff like
diapers
that.
now.
Huh?
Okay. I say he changing diapers now. All right.
Yeah, he changed his first diaper, man, and so he's real excited and stuff like that, and so it's funny to hear my daughters argue about who's gonna be the best auntie. I'm like, man, y'all cut it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they was jokingly messing with him, but yeah, it's a good thing, man. God know how to drop them blessings off at the right time, man.
Definitely. Well, Dayton is excited today too. Speaking of aunties and
Oh,
uncles and all that, because we are going to see his nephew and my grandbaby. We making our first visit. He's made past his little 6 weeks and all that good stuff. So it's about that time he get introduced to the rest of the gang.
yeah,
So
that's
we
all
excited.
right. There, that's all right.
Yeah, we're excited about that. That's what we're gonna do for our Good Friday family activity. Going out to ride out to Mississippi, man, for a couple of hours or so. Spend some time out that way.
That's right. You're going. What part of Mississippi?
Just Biloxi.
Oh man, you go on the beach right there too.
Yeah, just a little hop, skip, and a jump across the bridge.
Oh man, that's a beautiful thing though. You get to go see the G baby.
Yeah, man. Well, I even see the rest of my kids out there too. They all
Well,
adults, but we love to get together. We're gonna brunch it out today.
you know I'm running late. I'm still taking my vitamins, man. Gotta get them vitamins in, man.
Hey, what's so funny about Sir? He's such of a routine person. If he be running late, it just throw his whole
I'm,
little it
I'm
throw his whole little thing off, and I just be chill. I be like, man, it's all good.
I don't know how you do it, man. You know, like I'm thrown off if it's, you know what I'm
If,
saying. Like
if
I'm
one
catching my
thing got a
bearings right
place,
now. Because I would have been took my vitamins, man. I got another set of vitamins I take, man, and I'm a little thrown off with it. You know what I'm saying. So I'll catch up.
that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we're gonna take it easy today. It ain't gonna be too heavy of a show.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
I
yeah,
say
yeah.
that I say that lightly, but I don't know what you have on your talk table for today, but uh, I had a light day in mind.
We got a few things I was definitely was looking at that we definitely should discuss. You know, we are definitely throwing since yesterday we were conflict free yesterday. We had a conflict free show. Show what I mean by that. You know, we didn't have Miss JV5 personal homie. You know, we didn't talk about anything with him yesterday, but we maybe got one thing in there. You know what I'm saying? That's
Oh,
that's
she here today too. She here this morning. Good
yeah. See,
morning,
she
Miss
must have knew. See,
JB5.
yeah, yeah.
Shouts out to Porter Standard too. And Queen Jew, Grand Rising. Who else tapped in this morning? Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that share button, hit that like button. Have you been seeing what's going on with this? This is a local thing. What's going on with the party bus situation? Like, are party buses legal or illegal? First of all, that's the first
Okay.
question. I'm
By
confused
by
as
by
hell.
by standards and traffic safety and things for passengers, they actually go against a lot of standards and laws. And so I got to go ahead and say his name. You know, Byron Cole for a while was screaming about certain things that's gonna happen because right now he's on his he see the holes with Madam Mayor. He see a lot of things and it's a lot of things coming up. So now I think one of the police chiefs looked at a lot of the bylaws and they were basically talking about the fact that it's a hazard that they could be thrown from the party bus, especially the open ones. And
Right.
so Leslie Harris, of course,
I
you
seen
know,
her
she
speak out
she's
on
big,
this situation.
huh?
Yeah, I seen she was one of the people that spoke out
Yeah,
on that
she's
situation.
big. She's big against it. And so what Byron Cole was saying was basically today, is the party bus. Tomorrow is going to be the second line. And
Let
so,
me ask a question. Like, so the big reason behind the party bus is it because so the only reason they giving is the safety thing? Are they giving anything else outside of the safety violation?
noise ordinance because they were talking about they already kind of where if I never noticed is that they don't go nowhere through the French quarters. It's always outside of the French quarters, and so
Oh, I
that's why the
never I
policeman
never
was.
paid attention to that either.
Yeah, when you sit back and think, you never see to say the French quarters is such premier. You would think that they would bring the party bus past some of the French Quarter streets, not on Bourbon, but crossing or something like that, or whatever.
Right,
Maybe at
right,
least
right,
stop,
right.
let them
No,
out.
at least up and down Canal.
Yeah, well, they go down Canal, but now they try to push them outside of Canal, and I think they have because I don't see them going down Canal Street at all. So I think they done pushed them from outside. And I think with my personal opinion, I get it if they got the open ones and they have a sudden stop or somebody hit them. People bodies might go flying. Right, I get that part. But I'm really seeing saying the party bus thing is such profitable. And when greedy can't get their hands in something and control something, especially can't control something of a culture that they didn't create. And this a lot of tourists like the party bus thing. They starting to do that, not just the second line thing when they come down, but
No, the tourists are doing the
yeah,
party buses and
yeah,
they are doing those trolleys.
yeah. And so basically they can't control that. So when they can't control that, that means they can't get money from it. They're gonna deem it unacceptable. And right, I do get the part of, you know, because all you could do is tell them, to me, you could fix this. You can fix this. I feel
You
like
can
the
say,
city
well,
should
it
be.
gotta if it's only a safety issue,
Yeah,
really
you
all
could
you gotta do is add safety regulations.
yeah, see the little rails that connect to their waist or whatever, whatnot. You can do that, and you also the city is so dumb to me because they want to control stuff like the government want to control, like when it comes to marijuana. Why marijuana is not legal in every state because the government, wants to control the whole situation, turn it into packs of cigarette, like, well, you know what I'm saying? So they can't. So New Orleans is so dumb. If you add that to your tourist attraction and then get with all the party bus people or go get party buses themselves and then hire everybody, that the tourists would also, that become a option that tourists would know, all together, or work with the people that have party buses, and then, hey, y'all got to pay this or pay that, and that'll be some extra money for them, extra fee or vendor's fee or whatever would not. But they
Well,
want to control it.
I feel like if they put some kind of regulations on the party buses, and if they're gonna have to go after the party buses, I feel like then you got to examine the tours with the same discretion.
Yeah, and that's because I recall, I remember, around my mother's house, God bless her soul, when I saw a group walking around and they're explaining, and I'm sorry, it was a mainly Caucasian group, you know what I'm saying? And the ladies explaining, this is Newton's Bar, this is where Soldier Slim started, this is where UNLV started, and the great groups of UNLV, name my name, and I'm sitting right there, like just looking, and I'm saying to myself, okay, well, it's funny you said that because I thought about that. I said, if they want to regulate that, then they need to regulate their stuff, their swamp tours and everything else, and so many other situations. You know what I'm saying? Because those come into to the neighborhoods that could, but what it really is, and this is what Byron Cole said. See that double decker bus, and he been fussing about that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, he just be screaming and hollering, and now I'm seeing, because they're cutting trees to make so the double decker bus could come all into the neighborhoods now, deep into the neighborhoods, not just be downtown. You know what I'm saying? They can come into the neighborhoods. So you're really looking at the fact that they want to get rid of the party buses and then expand the double decker buses, you know what I'm saying, all through the neighborhoods and everywhere else. So they're saying that it's a safety hazard, and then the noise ordinance, in certain cities, you got a noise ordinance if you're playing loud music. So they're using these things to say, okay, we're gonna outlaw this, and then next thing you know, they're already cutting trees in certain areas so the double decker buses can come through, which is controlled by who? The city got a business with them.
Right, right, right. Well,
Yeah, and it's
for me, it's the same. This is the
and
same type of stuff
now,
I was talking about with. This is just similar
now,
type of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Like when you
and
give them an
I,
inch, they take a mile.
And I'm gonna quote something that I'm gonna bring his name up again. I'm gonna give him the free publicity. He said something that, because a lot of times, Byron be screaming and hollering, man, and
And you don't get a chance to hear them.
yeah, you don't really get, like I used to tell him, just quiet down some, dog, and just get across so people can really get it and understand it. And one thing that he said also, when you think about it, he said this, and I don't agree with it. He was saying to vote for the Madam Mayor, if she wins, is a vote for the elite. And so she's bringing in elite and business, what I'm saying, that's going to push out New Orleans, which is definitely the small independent business city, you know what I'm saying, where you got the buses, the the festivals, like they turned the Super Sunday into a festival, which now puts regulations on certain things, and the small independent business entrepreneur got to go get vendor's license, which is cool. Hey, get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? But what if you're starting out, what I'm saying, and selling water or whatever, whatnot, and you don't know how to do all of that things like that. You know, and so he was like, that's a vote for the elite. And because it even reminds us when we go into something else, what they're talking about with the judges right now. Because our guy Kelvin,
Oh
brother
yeah,
from Good
man. I
Spot.
wanted to talk about that today too.
Yeah, we let's talk about that too, definitely. But I mean, as far as what I'm looking at is, I do look at it as if they cutting trees so the double decker buses could come further into the hood, the same way the party buses do, right? So, and then they're getting at the party buses and go outlaw this and that period, not just out in downtown, but all through New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? You got, they're trying to get rid of that. Then, okay, you get rid of that, and then you put up the double decker buses. Now, for people to see the city, they can get on a bus, but it's going to be on a double decker bus that got a whole contract that the city control. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? And
Let
we
me let
didn't,
me let me ask you this question though. Let me ask you this question. If Leslie Harris was one of the leading spokesperson on this particular situation, why we tying it into the mayor and what the mayor got to do with it and what the mayor take on this? Is she necessarily for or against either side? Because it seemed like this was something that Leslie Harris proposed, and you know the mayor could get the charge for it, and people using it to say like, oh well, the mayor. I told you if you vote for the mayor, then you feel what I'm saying. It's a vote for the elite, and I'm just trying to see exactly how the mayor feel about this before I tie this to the mayor because it seemed like this was more Leslie Harris than it was the mayor that proposed this, if I'm
well,
not mistaken, right?
a lot of different things coming out, like as far as you know Leslie Harris and the mayor has always been real tight. You know what I'm saying? And so and stood strong, on the council and everything else. You get what I'm saying? And you're not on the council, just situations. So I guess they're looking at that. Okay, Leslie's in place now, and a lot of these things coming from the top. You know what I'm saying? Because these things been around. These situations been around as far as the party buses and whatever, but they never really discussed it. The only thing they did lightly was, okay, you can't come through the French quarters with it and whatever, whatnot. And then now you don't see them go down Canal Street as much as whatever. You can only go so far near the main part of Canal Street or whatever. So it's been like a step. So you got to sit down and say if the mayor at one time was head of the city council, president of the city council, then if these ordinances will come out and say you can't come but so far, that means it was discussed where. So that means she was aware of some things. So when the ordinance came down, it wasn't just by the police department. It came from City Hall where you can only come this way. You can only come that way. You can only come this way. And, it just didn't end it all, but just said, oh, you could come this way, you can come that way. So apparently she knew about it and had to vote on it. You know what I'm saying? So she knew because where the ordinance come from. It had to go through City Hall, right? You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, sir. You might have to move to the right just a little bit. I think
Okay.
on the
No,
IG, you good on the YouTube, but on the IG, it looked like it was
no,
cutting
I
you
know
a
on the
little bit.
IG, I don't know what happened. I was in the same spot. Okay. All
It's
right.
all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay,
It's
there we
all
go.
good. Yeah, we good to go. So
Um,
yeah, so yeah, that's what I was trying to see. I'm just not trying to give. I'm not trying to give the Madam Mayor a bad charge. I'm just trying to see, like if she really had something to do with this, or is it just every time something happened with the council that that people don't like, they just automatically be on her like, yo, I told y'all, I
well,
told y'all.
but if it was something that was discussed in the council, which it had to be to pass ordinance to even make sure, hey, you can't come here now, you can't come there, but you could do it everywhere else, right? that mean it came through the city council. That means she was aware of it. Now, what's her stance on it back then? Because as we go talk about these judges in a little bit, she had a stance when she was in Baton Rouge that
Whoa. Ho, ho, ho.
yeah. So and now this thing about what we're gonna talk about later, comes up, and she was in Baton Rouge, one of the ones proposing. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
Man,
So,
what?
because your past come back, man.
Man, not no, not New Orleans' favorite daughter, new hero.
Yeah, they trying to get him, man.
They trying to
Hey,
connect her to any and everything. Who
Byron Cole and his group of married pirates, man. They they
they
they
they
they,
they
they trying
they
to get it, man.
they got boots on the ground. They doing deep research.
Yeah, they doing some deep research, brother.
Man, well, what Team Helena got to say about this?
Well, I mean,
What's they
her
stance? Because
people her
I
people
know they got a
fighting.
rebuttal now.
Now her people fighting the usual people. I saw Reggie out.
I know they
They
got a rebuttal. I want to know what
oh
their
yeah.
rebuttal is.
I think right now, I mean, he's doing his rebuttal. You know what I'm saying? He's doing what he do best. But I think right now the not saying it's not the he's replying, and so now it's gonna take where Byron them look like they're coming now. It's funny. Look like Byron learned and took a page from his book, from Reggie's book, and go and get old legislation, go and get old things to compare to how she's doing today and what she's doing and what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? And now Reg is more or less okay. He putting up stuff that's trying to like go back at Byron, like okay, it's crazy. Like he's trying to show Byron a black MAGA and this, that, and that, and he's going at him in that way. Where Byron him is showing now certain stuff about the mayor in the past that she was against that wasn't conducive to us as a culture. So it's like, yeah, the fight has
because
begun.
because people, I mean, that was one of the things in the beginning where people were saying, yo, watch how she vote. People kept saying, watch how she vote, watch how she vote, look at the past legislation. So here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole situation with the party buses, I just don't understand why we got more issues in the city. And if they saying it's a safety thing, has anybody submitted numbers on how many people ever got hurt or reported injuries from a party bus?
No, I don't think so. When I was watching a lot of the conversation, not just people, not people commenting, but I'm talking about the police chief and different people, Leslie Harris. I was watching what they were saying, and not once it came up of said, okay, we in 2022, you had 14 people, hurt on the party bus
Right,
or
right,
whatever,
right,
whatnot.
right, right. Why we didn't get no injury report or nothing? I ain't heard them
No.
say, man, this has caused 100 deaths since 19, whatever.
I think that's the point where it looks, and I'm gonna go back to his name, where Byron was like, "This is about the elite." You know what I'm saying? And when you think about it, it's almost like it's a move of saying these party buses make money, tourists love it, and they see it. And so now you bring the double decker buses that have a thing with the city, right? So yeah, you have people get on the double decker buses, but that's so boring or whatever, whatnot, and they see that the city is itself is the culture. The city itself is the view. It's the moment. And so these party buses, they give that. And then you got to think about it. These party buses, they got people that on party buses, they making up to almost six figures a year. And that mean they, city not seeing $1 off it. They not
And
seeing nothing. Maybe somebody see
your
their
boy, he
business
got
missing
about
money.
four of them.
Yeah, it's like they not meet city not seeing $1 off it. So when it's in that situation, it's like and I'm gonna keep it 100. How dare you black people make some money and don't give us our piece? You feel what I'm saying? And so they know certain people at least know that they cannot they could have the issues with black people in the city, but they know this city, the culture is inside the city. It's not
I
all
can't believe their
downtown.
only argument is that it's unsafe.
But that's
And
come on, that's the way to do it.
but I'm like, they ain't never. But they also didn't bring any data to show how unsafe it was.
Okay, think about this. Think
Man,
about
you
this.
coming there talking about it's unsafe. Well, how many people got hurt?
Okay, you're right, and that see you hit the key on it. But let's look at it like this. This is another case like with marijuana, right? Where you got more, they try to name marijuana a gateway drug, right? That's the reason, right? And so, but then you got 100,000 ways to show what marijuana helps cancer. You know what I'm saying? Schizophrenia, all types of things that they can't figure out how to cure. But marijuana is basically that cure or that substance that can help in so many ways. So now the government is like, okay, we're gonna go with that, but let us get control of it, and we're gonna control it where we making the money off it. Not you guys, not the independent guys in the streets. So we gonna make it legal in certain places. So we cut you guys out. But then what's going on also with that, and it's similar to what we talking about. What's going on? All the guys that was in the street selling marijuana, they all now have their own smoke shops. So they're becoming legal. They're becoming business people. So now it's like, they can't control it. So that's why they won't also give it in certain states, where certain states know how much money they'll make. You know what I'm saying? So they won't make, like Louisiana got a vote on it. They close to voting on it because they wanted to so-called see, allegedly, like you showed me, allegedly, they want to see if how much money the states make off it, and will it be good for the state or whatever. They know what Colorado did. So we go back to this. What I'm saying in the comparisons is saying that basically, they looking at this party bus situation. And no disrespect, is like we have what we have. The black culture have the party bus. So now the other culture is gonna come with their style bus, but it ain't a party bus. And it ain't really nothing because it's downtown, going up and down Canal Street, up and down Canal Street. That ain't bringing no money. So now they bringing them further, double deckers further. If you go look at it, they
People
got
want the
different
culture
signs,
and all that.
huh?
They want that culture.
Yeah, and then you got to think. Byron was talking about it a long time ago. The signs, we wasn't noticing the signs was being put up for the double decker buses. If you really look and see, they got a bus stop for a double decker, like on Claiborne. They
No,
trying
they
to
got
bring them
them
further.
everywhere.
Yeah, they trying to bring them further. They up magazine everywhere. So basically, they're basically saying we're gonna get rid of, even though y'all create this culture that we make billions of, we're gonna step by step. When you look at some of the commercials and see I'm sorry, a Caucasian second line band. You know what I'm saying? Like you got second line bands and whatever whatnot that predominantly Caucasian. So it's like basically culture by culture. You know what I'm saying? They're
They give
going
you
to
the watered down version.
Yeah, and so it's basically like that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's and when you do this like that, you find a way. Now, how can we get rid of these party buses? Because it's hundreds of them, and they're making this amount of money, and we're not seeing a dollar. Okay, it's a safety hazard. You know what I'm saying? It's a noise ordinance. Because he was saying how the noise and the loud music and stuff like that. That's why he said we since, and he said he messed up this police chief. He said we since then been got rid of where they can't come in the French quarters, and it's gonna only be outside the French quarters. So he let it know that it's not gonna be there, but what can be there? A double decker bus, right? And he basically was saying like, yeah, we've done this to keep them outside the French quarters and Canal Street, but now we gonna go strong at them, saying period throughout the whole city, which means now it's gonna wipe them out. They're not gonna even give them any,
Interesting.
hey, well, look, you got 90 days to put some harnesses where people could be harnessed, like on a float. If that's the case, then you need to get rid of Mardi Gras floats, then, right?
Right. Cause
You see
that's a
what I'm saying?
noise.
But
That's a noise ordinance. And
so All you got to do is tell them one with the open party bus. Okay, tell them you got to have some harnesses, just like Mardi Gras floats. You got to have a harness to
Right.
connect them. So why don't you give that situation and not try to stop what you're stopping? But it's a reason because
Let
you
me
got to
read a
get them
comment.
out. You got to get them out the way. They want that inside the where they could say they were the double decker bus riding through Treme, you know what I'm saying, riding in the ninth ward, you know what I'm saying, and everything else, and riding in uptown. They want that the only type of tourism bus that they control. And so that's why Byron was saying today it's the party bus. Tomorrow it's gonna be second lines. He said, I
Let me
told y'all.
let me read a comment real quick. Shouts out to S Muhammad. What's up, Lone Star Shan? Who else I see tapped in this morning real quick? Things to do, Nola. Give a couple shout outs. Miss Nee underscore Nee. I shouted out Miss JV5, man. If you in the comments, I ain't shout you out. Make sure you drop a comment or something like that so I can know that you there. But I want to read this one. We talking about this regentrification because that's what it sounds like the concern is with these party buses and why a lot of people are kind of, what's the word that I would say, suspicious about, well, why they attacking the party bus people. That's kind of how I was. When I seen it, I said, well, why they going after the party bus people? What they did? And so I wanna read this comment. As Muhammad says, and the little, what about the little white girl being promoted on IG second line? Is that a part of gentrification? Is the question that I want to ask. You feel what I'm saying? Because you talked about the bands, and then I noticed that they had the young white girl, and they that's been all over social media of her second line, and it just, I don't know. Sometimes people put their spin on stuff. It could be the, you know, hook, line, sinker.
I mean, if you look at, and just something I noticed, and I really don't care in a sense if it's not maliciously done. You know, people have fun at second lines, and I feel like, you know, people from all around the world come to see second lines, and they all not black of our skin color, right? You
Right.
know, but I've noticed something with certain pages. All of a sudden, they find the white person that's second line, like this white guy, this white lady. They're not a little young, you know, and
Shout out to my people tapped in on
those
YouTube.
parts of the second line is on their pages, right? On these certain pages, what you know, what I'm saying, these homegrown sort of pages, because I've always looked at even magazines, you know, offbeat and stuff like that, and different magazines. It's almost like we've had magazines by some black people down here about the culture, but only certain ones could get everywhere. Gambit, you know what I'm saying, offbeat and stuff like that. So, you know, it's now it's going to that culture. And it's like Byron said, what we got left, because remember at one time you had the people from out of town, the transplants as they call them, you know what I'm saying? They wanted bars closed at 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? In the neighborhoods that they moved in the Marinate. You know what I'm saying? Bars closing at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Well, you know, bars stay open till 5, 6 in the morning. It's always been that way. So I think it's a gentrification, not just where you live physically. It's now going to be a gentrification of the whole culture, period. It's either we're going to accept their way, you know what I'm saying, or going to get priced out of the situation. You know what I mean? And it's just that it's just, and they're gonna hurt themselves because what if all black people, the strong culture in New Orleans, just say we're not doing no more second lines, we're not doing, you're not
Oh,
coming to
we
our
we
neighborhoods.
we move things and put them in put it in positions or places where we can capitalize. I think.
And they'll find and they'll look and they'll find a way. Look at second lines is nowhere near their precious tourists downtown, right? And now they're coming all the way in, whether it's Six Walls, you know, the Treme
Nah, the
Circles and
tourists, the,
everything.
the tourists coming in for the
Yeah,
set.
yeah. So
I had some
so
people come in town and they was asking me like, they got flyers on the tourist page and everything. My people came in town and was like, we're gonna go to the Second Line Festival. I was like, what?
no, you do it. You do. I'm gonna show you a point. Like, okay,
The
I'm gonna
Super
show you a
Sunday
point.
Festival. What Super Sunday Festival are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm gonna show you a point. Like, okay, when NFL teams come to play, right? and the Cowboys was the first one. Then the fans start doing it, right? And the Cowboys had their second line. I remember when the Saints, was having a good year, and I lived downtown, and we was like, man, they got thousands, so they knew to get a second line band. They even had their banner with the Cowboys on it, and it was a cool thing, right? And I'm gonna show you a part. Then the Falcon fans did it, right? Okay, cool. The Bears fans did it. Now, after that, I found out that how the city saw that this would be a big thing, that is pushed and offered in certain brochures. Me and you won't even, or ads, pages, we won't even notice because we don't follow those pages, nor those pages will pop up. So now the NFL also knows that when you come down as a fan in New Orleans, you can also have your fans have their second line. The teams the Chicago Bears team, and I know guys from Chicago, big time guys. Like, now I'm not talking about drug dealers, I'm talking about businessmen. You know what the first thing they wanted to do? Not only they want to have a day party, they set it up where they took and paid for it in Chicago and told me, said, man, we got so many people signing up, man, that's gonna be part of the second line when we get down. I said, what? And he was like, yeah. I said, how you? I said, because I'm thinking, oh, did he get at one of the normal second line
Like
organizations?
a regular second line.
Organizations. No, he went to a business that they have here. That you'll be able to, because the permit will be easy for them to do it and walk through the streets, and the
Let
police
us basically
come along with them.
let us throw your second line.
Basically. And so now the city and the NFL actually, and my dude looked further after Chicago a couple of years ago, because they based it like that. Chicago, when they play here, they're doing the second line, they're doing a day party. The police come with them, the escorts to cut the streets off.
You basically buy the whole package.
Yeah, the city has their own package, and the NFL actually, if you go into New Orleans, not only good hotel prices, if you and your fans want to have a traditional New Orleans second line, they could go to this site. So that's the same thing here now. Okay, we gonna get rid of the party buses, and we gonna give y'all the double decker buses, which we
Right. If
control.
you get your get your get your get your official New Orleans tour on the double decker bus.
Yeah, oh yeah, and look, like S. Muhammad said, look up, and I'm from up that area, 2000 block of Second Street, right? Well, a house gonna sell for 275,000. The house that I grew up in, and I grew up in on 7 in Barone. They were it's and of course it was a shotgun house, right? And you had one on each side, a double. We was on 2929 Barone. That house went for $680,000, 2 blocks from St. Charles. And you got to talk about what block we talking about. That's the hood. I saw. I don't mean I'm not
Right.
bragging because it wasn't a great thing. At 15, I was shot on that block. That's the type of hood I come from. You feel what I'm saying? We saw murders on that block. So we talking 600 and some thousand for a shotgun house, 2 blocks, because they're pushing it saying this is Mardi Gras 2 blocks away, and Garden District is over here, and and because it's like, bro, everything that is us, they're now figuring out that we want it all.
So
Because Canal Street is not enough. The French Quarters is not enough.
wait, and let me ask you this question. I think this is a question that we as a people we should be all asking ourselves right now. We should all be asking ourselves right now. This is a question that we should be asking. I think we need to line up all of the city council members right now. We need to line up the city council members
Throw
right now.
eggs at them.
No, and we need to and we need to see who is for the culture and who is not. Because how they side on this party bus thing, I think it's gonna be a good determination of who for the culture. I feel like we got to call them out right now. They got to come to the front of the congregation and they can't miss the meeting when it's time to vote on this. You can't just not show up, and so you be like, well, I ain't vote on that one because I wasn't there. I need to see what's up because any other time when it's convenient, you'll see city council members popping up and standing up for the culture. Where is JP Morrell? Where he at? Well,
Oh, he just did a video the other day, one of his first
how
videos
he
of
stand
being,
on this?
and he went to talk. They're talking about the judge's situation, which we're gonna get into. So, uh, right now, bro, I just look at it like this. Even with like Super Sunday becoming a festival, and there was some people was talking about that. Well, all of them becoming like a festival now,
Yeah,
which
we talked about that.
yeah, and I'm looking at and I swear Byron Cole, as much as he act up, and I don't care if he on here, I tell him as my brother, I love him, but he acts a fool, in the message and the warnings that he's given, they go unnoticed over the craziness, and he was right because I hear him,
He
what I'm
like he
saying? He was
making a
right.
little sense.
They are attacking every aspect. I'm not gonna say attacking. They're slowly. It's like it's almost like if you ever watch Safari and you watch a lion when they grab hold to the neck and they just lay there with the prey and they slowly either sucking the life out of it. And so it's the same thing. They're looking at everything that's going to, because they understand we are a city that survived by tourism. And downtown tourism alone does not make it. But the real tourism that these people come to the city that they want to see is black culture within the city. And so now they're saying we're coming into the city. Look at Douglas taking that high school, right? And you say, and now you do the apartments there, right? And then now Culver, the stadium is coming. So, like Byron said again, even though we
Man,
see this,
you like on the slick, they losing a lot of culture fast.
yeah, because now if you put them type of apartments down there, you got to really sit down and say, okay, the stadium coming. They're gonna have businesses around the stadium also, right? And let's be
And the
totally
party bus
honest.
can't be coming down there messing up them
Because you
businesses that's
remember
gonna be
you
down
remember
there.
at one time a lot of people don't go to down to the French quarters. Like, say, man, I don't go. A lot of black people don't go to French. The only black people you see go to the French quarters. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The only
Tourists.
black people you see, they're people that don't know about. They're not from here. Now, if only black people from here go to French quarters out that don't work there, they going down there for something else. You know what I'm saying? They going, we keep it real. They going down there to do wrong. You get what I'm saying? Because normal black people like us not gonna wake up on a Monday night or Friday night and say, Don, you know what? Where we going? We ain't gonna go to Bayou Social. Let's go to the French quarters. We
We
not doing that.
we gonna
We guess what?
accidentally end up in the French quarters or
Yeah,
something, baby.
we gonna go to Bayou Social is where in the hood where the culture is at. So now they noticing that, so they're trying to figure out without making it look like a hostile takeover. They're gonna find faults in it because we do stuff in the hood where it's like it's big time culture, but we don't abide by the guidelines. So now
Yeah, we ain't following no rules.
yeah, so they're gonna come through and say we're gonna put rules to it. We're gonna make it better. And next thing you know, you can't afford it. Like the party bus people, not that person now. They put the benches on the party bus, the open ones, for people to sit down. Now they're gonna want you to put certain, not just the waistline things. They're gonna want it certain ways, and they gotta use a certain thing. And guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna price those people out trying to get the bus together and get certified. And guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna have certain buses gonna come. They might make their own party buses, own party bus business. You might see one come up, and next
Right.
thing you know, like where this company come from, and find out the company owned by Elroy Mitchell, and Elroy ain't black.
And
You
all of
know
the
what I'm
black
saying?
dudes, all the black dudes that used to have their own party bus gonna be working for
There you go. There, there you go. There you go. There you go. And so,
they gonna be
because what
working
they're
for the
doing is, and that's the
they gonna
thing
be
that we
working
talk
for the
about.
people.
But that's the thing we talk about. Remember, we like a lot of times we we get jacked, so to say. We get jacked and we basically give it up. We don't give it up with a fight because we don't know how to fight because we always want to say, ain't nobody gonna play with me. instead of saying, let me go get my business straight. Let me make sure I'm straight. My business is straight. I own the name, the trademark, everything. We don't do that. We always think we the baddest on the block, and we don't have to do everything mentally and business wise and learn. And that's why we losing ground every day, even with the housing situations. We'll fight and say we from this ward, that ward, this ward, that ward, and we've been living here all these years, but never went bought a house. Because why get a house? Because then you got to be responsible for taking care of the house. Well, you've been taking care of them people house for all these years,
Right.
and now they gonna move you out the area where you grew up at. We will not, and that's the problem. Me and you always talk about with black people. We will not stand up and say we got to be business minded. We
Right,
got
right, right, right.
we got to play the game the right way. We see. We
Play the
always want to go
game.
get a look. We always want to go get. We always want to go get a gun, right? But how they play the game is, I got paperwork and
They go get
I
a
got
lawyer.
people with me.
We go get a gun, they go get a lawyer. Hey,
Yeah, simple as that. And
WHIV 1023.
they create the laws because we vote in the wrong people that create those situations, because every politician in every situation has their agenda of what they want, and they have earmarks. So if people will donate money to them, and if people say, hey, that party bus thing, I want to start a company. I want to do this, that, and that, and that, and that, whatever, whatnot. So guess what? When that individual get in office, whether it's city council, whomever it is,
Get
they
them out
gonna
of
make
here.
sure something gonna pass. That's gonna benefit that individual because they owe them that. And so,
Let me reset real quick. WHIV 1023 FM New Orleans. Of course, it is the Morning Brew. I'm Don P. I got my main man, Mr. Serv, on coming from home today. Just tapped in. What's good with it? He's asking what's the topic this morning. We started off talking about the party bus situation that's been going on, and a couple of questions. Do you feel like the party bus attack on the party buses are an attack on culture, on local culture? And do you also think that this attack on the party bus is also a part of the overall spread of gentrification of the city? So that's two questions that are out there. You wanna comment on that, man? Definitely drop some comments and phone lines. 504-623-9448, 504-623-9448. All right, so we putting that out there. Uh, I wonder, just for how you feel about it, man. Types up in the comments. Where you at on this party bus thing? I'm just trying to get the details. Honestly, I was trying to figure out, are there any more reasons outside of safety that they say these party buses? I think problematic was the terminology that they used. Problematic, you know what I'm saying? And outside of safety, how many people been hurt? How many reported injuries have we had in the existence of the party bus business? You feel what I'm saying? Because I would like to hear what are the reasonings behind this outside of safety, and if safety is a major issue, then what? Give me some data. You feel what I'm saying? Give me some numbers behind this, because
well,
go ahead.
I gotta get back at Just for messing with me yesterday. Just for probably against them messing with the party bus because he used to be on there with his shirt off in the party bus. So I don't think he wanted that messed up, and he not being strapped in. That's from yesterday, Jess. I had to get you, but now, of course, I see what he said, but I think it's an attack of black businesses that don't show issues. We've had more float issues than party bus. I like that. See, that's what we was talking about. It's funny we
We
was
were
on the
saying the
same.
same thing, so we all on
Yeah.
the same page. I'm
So he
like,
agrees that it's an attack on black businesses. See, he agrees also.
Leslie, you are welcome.
Leslie, yeah.
Leslie, you need to come to the show, girl. I know you watch the show sometime.
No, you
You
know what?
She be
Leslie,
hitting the like button and the share button, so we cool. I mean,
Leslie
I
try to fool. Let me tell you.
Leslie, I
fool
need you to
you.
come see me, girl. I need more explanation.
Leslie try to fool you. She be sweet and nice, and people be like, "Oh, she's so pretty." She an assassin, bro. You gotta watch her.
Got a pretty smile. She will take you down,
You gotta watch her. You gotta
and
watch
not
her.
the way you want.
Yeah, it
Out of
is.
here. She would get y'all out of here, man. She about to get them out of here, man.
Look, you ain't getting a bell pepper plate from her. You're getting a subpoena, a restraining order. Man, you gotta watch her. But but no, man, I think like just get it because that's what we've been talking about. Just like it's like the double decker buses, they want to cut trees and move them closer, more in the city, and then get rid of the party buses where they can have control of. Because the real money is not the money is money down in the French quarters. Don't get me wrong, because all the hotels are there and whatever, whatnot. But the real money that keeps the city vibrant and make people really want to come to the city because people are now they might stay downtown, but with Airbnb, people are now staying in the hood in the areas. And if you can come in here and know that there's a second line gonna be here, like right now, perfect example. How much of a huge ambassador is Chance the Rapper? Chance the Rapper has got caught into the second line culture, and Chance is like that's all he talk about. Like he was here recently for I think that was Super Sunday Uptown, and I think he's gonna be here coming up. And
Yeah,
he really talks about it. He makes music about it, and now it's to the point where it's like other black people outside of New Orleans. It's like okay, I'm going down there. It used to be I'm going down there for the food and the fun and drinking. Now it's like I gotta see a second
I want
line.
to go to the second line.
Yeah. So you now sitting back saying, okay, should we got to control this? We got to control the second line organization. So that might be coming soon because people now are really really around the world always because people around the world that want to visit New Orleans they're deeper into the culture of New Orleans than just the French quarters and drinking and food, right? So they really get entrenched in the historic aspects of New Orleans. Now you got black people from around the country that when they get here, it's like, yo, like the kid, the man from Australia that was here,
Who?
and he went
So
to a
city council is going to have to vote on this.
I think I mean the city council job it's always to better the city, right, and to make what's right for the city, but it's also money. So when you're
But I'm
looking
saying
at
if this thing was to happen to take legs and walk, city council would have to be jointly behind it, right?
They would have to. I mean, they would have to because it's for them to for them to even get anywhere near controlling the party bus situation. The first thing you do is let's find something that's wrong with it that we can either make up what's wrong with it or it's actually wrong with it. And then now we know one thing about black people, and they go back to what we talked about, black business people, in the city of New Orleans and probably everywhere. We don't want to comply. We know Martin Luther King and all of them said, look, this is what they're going to do. Even back then, I remember with Dr. King marches, they was like, oh, they're unlawful. So you got to get this, a permit to march. You got to do this, you got to do that. And they start having to go through that to be able to march. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh Lord.
So
Just for said, unfortunately, Cantrell started the conversation.
here we go. No, he right. He right. But
Didn't
what
she
we
when
not
she
going
was
to
in
do, Jeff,
council or when she was the mayor?
and that just what we not gonna do. We just like I tell all my Trump people, do not point at Biden and Obama. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think honestly, I don't think. Oh man, it's hard. I don't think that the mayor would be against a lot of the party bus stuff. I don't think she would be, but
I think the mayor gonna side with the people on this.
yeah, she gonna side with the people, but if she sides with the people, that's the thing. And just you could test to this. If she sides with the people, right?
No, she gonna side with the community is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah, the people, us, right? The community,
Yeah,
right?
us. Yeah, I think she
Yeah,
gonna
that's what
side
I'm
with the
saying. If
community.
the mayor sides with the people like we think she will, the community. Let's just say the community. You know what I'm saying? Because the people could be the people.
Yeah, the people could
So
be the people. I should have said community.
yeah. So if she sides with which I think she will, she's been siding a lot with the community things she's been doing. Will that be a problem with those in New Orleans that don't like the community as time going? Not a vote, but I'm talking about not money to our campaign to be reelected. Would they become start giving problems and coming at her in ways of, okay, we're gonna go find out what she never did right, and now she's
Cause
fighting for her life instead of helping the community? Will
you
that
cause
that
you feel like eventually that's gonna become a thing.
Yeah, I think it's happening now with her,
She
where
gotta pick a side.
like that French Quarter Commission, where they
She gonna have
going
to
at
pick
her
a
and telling
side
the
in a
black
minute.
man to do it right, because she's doing a lot of things that is useful to the community. So I think right now she is soon, she got to pick and choose what she's gonna stand for, and before you know it, what's gonna happen? Then they're gonna come at her, dope, because they're parts of New Orleans that, look, we want them black people to stay in their place because this our city.
Hey, I'm gonna play a song and then we're gonna switch gears. I want to talk about this situation, what's going on with these judges, cause sound like they trying to mess over my man Calvin Duncan, man.
Oh
I,
man, they just taking it from him.
Man, I need to see what's going on with that. Let me play a little bit of this song and then I'm gonna come right back and then we're gonna talk about that situation. Keep the station locked, hit that like button, hit that share button. Good Friday, man. Good Friday. We got a couple of topics on a Good Friday, man. Y'all stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Stay right here. We'll be right back with more. It is the Morning Brew on WHIV 1023 FM New Orleans. Hit that like button, hit that share button. It's the Morning Brew. Good Friday. Getting you ready for Easter. Anybody want to go to church with me, man? Let me know. I'm gonna have my whole own pew, man. Harris Robinson coming, man. Who coming?
They're gonna have food at church.
Now I know you're me. Keep on going. Give me some seafood today, y'all. Shout out to these donuts, the chicken pot, these seafood. I'm gonna hit my boy up today. Good Friday, you supposed to eat seafood, right? WHIV 1023 FM New Orleans. Of course, it is the Morning Brew. Yours truly, Don P. Getting it in, doing it how I do it, Monday through Fridays. You catch me right here live from the WHIV studios. I'm live in the studio, man. Serv is live from abroad. Of course, still holding it down. You took all your vitamins this morning, bro. You don't got yourself together.
I'm together. This is my last one. I gotta take my maca root, man.
Your
You know what I'm
macaroon, what
saying?
that do?
I
What
mean,
that
it's
do?
good for your digestive system. It's good for, along with, my beetroot, which is good for your pressure. You know what I
All
mean?
right.
I don't. I was diagnosed with, high blood pressure because I had a light stroke like a year and a half ago. And so since then, I don't like the medicine. I don't believe in it, because I'm real close friends with one of Dr. Sabi's sons. And I started more taking, natural things to deal with my pressure. And I haven't had a problem since. I take my pressure every morning. So a lot of things I deal with beetroot, which is good for circulation. Maca, which is definitely good to boost the immune system since COVID. I take my black seed oil, and I take my apple cider vinegar, and I also do my spoon of sea moss gel. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
And then my energy is there. Is
it help your
and
energy though. You
huh?
have more energy.
Much better energy, man. I mean,
I'm gonna
and
try. I'm
so
gonna
I
try. I'm
also
gonna
do.
try. I can't take all of that stuff right there. I'm gonna
No,
try
no,
stuff.
but
If I'm gonna start off with
man.
one thing, what I start off with?
You can narrow it down. I mean, I'll say it real quick so we can move on. Like I told you, I have this thing that we put together where it's like, cayenne pepper, fresh squeezed lemon juice, turmeric, turmeric powder, ginger root, and I take that along with put it in one of my juices that I like, which would be all natural watermelon juice, and I take that shot every morning, and you won't believe it helps with it's not a detoxer, but it also helps with your digestive system. It helps with your kidney, your circulation, and you wake up and it's like you feel real good, because as you get older with your kidneys, you don't want your kidneys clogged up.
You
That's
got
what
that
causes
right.
acid that's what causes acid in your kidneys, which sooner or later start failing your kidneys and you end up on dialysis. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
So
So, and you mix all of that up like in a jug already. You have it all mixed up.
yeah,
Or,
yeah. Like if we'd have been downstairs, you would have saw me when I went would turn the camera off. I hit my shot of it. You know what I'm saying? Which
okay,
is
so it was already mixed up. You had a
Yeah,
big
and then
jug
I
of
do
it.
black seed oil because black seed oil is awesome, man. It's great for your pressure. It's great for just keeps your calmness. You know what I'm saying? I sleep better and things like that. So that's just my natural regimen, man.
I don't know if anybody been paying attention, but I
I
didn't
know.
drink.
I saw that. I
I
saw
didn't
that.
drink one Coke this week.
And wait, and then it's another thing too for your kidneys. See this right here? This right here for your kidneys, lymphatic drainage that unclogs your kidneys, man. And so blood can flow normally. And then as men, you definitely want that because that also your manhood things. Your blood is circulating correctly, and if your blood is circulating correctly, you ain't gonna have no problems. You ain't gonna be messing with them blue pills. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because your blood circulation, your kidney, and your prostate all goes together with that circulation and not having no clogs, so you could still be the man at the gas station love. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey.
Hey, you know what I'm
All right,
saying?
man.
Oh,
We
oh,
just
thank you, Jess Ford. Yeah, I'm pop for the second time. Yeah,
Yeah, we just giving y'all a little health kick, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, this morning, Serv. And we get a chance to see inside his morning
yeah,
routine and all of his vitamins and stuff like that. And I
yeah.
don't know, I recently became a grandpa too, so I started thinking about my health. I said, man, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm gonna switch this morning regimen, drinking a Coca-Cola every morning. I'm about to break that. And so I was I
And
was
then
able
I'm a,
I
I'm
was
a,
able to do that this week. I did a pretty good job, and he taking his vitamins. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna take it to the next level, and I'm gonna get on the vitamins. You feel what I'm saying? Give me a little vitamin regimen going on.
yeah. And you feel like when I take one of them real quick, you know how back in the day you used to eat gummy bears, right? See this one, which is very important, the beetroot. And the beetroot it has, it has right. Look what it come in, little gummy bear.
Oh, all right. So
So,
there you have it.
but nah, man, I'm laughing as a grandpa, man, and we're gonna switch. I said I promised. I said, man, I'm about to learn Spanish because my new grandbaby, she's her mother is Mexican. That's why a lot of times I pay attention to what's going on, even though she was born here, raised here, her mother and parents was born in there. But I'm like, I gotta learn Spanish. So I'm gonna be padre too, papi.
Yeah, Poppy.
Hmm
La Padre.
Yeah, so you know, but I want to be alive, man. I want to be able to run and play with him. I want to be able to pick him up. I want to teach how to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be here.
Most definitely. All right, man. WHIV 1023 FM, New Orleans. It is the Morning Brew. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Shouts out to my main man, Harris Robinson, the loan officer. Share this with 20 people and get a free ebook. All you got to do is share the program. Man, we're trying to put 100,000 people in homes this year. I'll have to do a little checkup. I got to bring them on the show and see how many people we don't got approved so far, man. We like 3, 4 months in. So yeah. We like 3, 4 months in the year. So I got to see how many. We're gonna do an update on our 100,000 people, man. See how many people, everybody that supported our group, how many people we got approved for homes this year, man. So if you still living in an apartment, man, you want to buy a home, you want to be a first time home buyer, you got to go out there, get that ebook, read through it, and then whenever you get ready for extra help and all that stuff, Harris Robinson, the loan officer, he's gonna be right there to walk you through the process. And if you're a real estate agent or mortgage loan company and y'all want to start, be a part of our put 100,000 in homes campaign, man, hit me up and let me know so we can get your real estate company and your brand to be a part of our 100,000 in homes campaign. All right. So just hit me up, let me know y'all want to be a part of that, man. This year we putting 100,000 people in homes. So I'll be giving y'all an update. We got a bunch of real estate companies in our crew. You should be a part of our crew, and we're gonna make it happen, man. All right. Go
Did
ahead.
Harris Robinson have little homes? Because I know a group of midgets that they want a little home. They want a little home. Do we have some
They
little
could, he,
homes?
I know he could get you approved for a tiny home. That's lightweight. That's about a little That's like a little $10,000. He could get you approved for that. He can get you approved for that 10 bands right quick. I'm sure we can make that happen.
Hey, but I know we got to move on, man. See, I'm messing with you, man. Too early in the morning.
Hey,
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, since we definitely got Just Forward in here.
we got just Ford in here. Now
Okay,
let's get on this
can
situation.
I set the stage?
Calvin Duncan
Yeah.
for clerk had a fiery speech, and I was like, "What's going on?" And they was talking about they about to eliminate some of the judges and eliminate some of the clerks and all of this. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell. Can somebody help me out right now? What's going on, sir? What's your what you heard, man? What you heard? I
Well,
know
I mean,
you keep your ear to the ground.
our guy, he was arguing in behalf and saying to I think one of the other constituaries, saying, hey, your district is 100 miles away. Why are you in New Orleans business? And because he was proposing a law to eliminate some of the judges, right? Saying there's too many judges. You got for the First Circuit, you got criminal court, and he was eliminating. And he was saying, why are you worried about a district that's not yours? And did you look at any information on it of why that these judges should be, what I'm saying, cut down, right? And so when you get into it, deeper into it, now this is where Madam Mayor comes involved, right? They've dug up old
Uh,
stuff on her because she immediately came out and spoke that they're not going to control and they're not going to, have any judges removed or whatever. Or not. She immediately stepped up.
so she came out and said she for not removing judges.
Yeah, she stepped up and in any way she feel like it's New Orleans business. If it's gonna be done, it has to be done. Let's New Orleans business. Because see this coming down from Governor Jim Crow Landry through a couple of his cronies. Because that's true. Why are you worrying about my district? Your district 100 miles away. You know what I'm saying? So why are you making, any laws that has something to do with New Orleans? So somebody dug up something and just might be able to help me with this. Somebody dug up an old video. You remember Helena, Madam Mayor, she stood up for it. Like, basically it's New Orleans business, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And they dug up a video of her when she was in the Senate up there, you know what I mean, up in Baton Rouge. And she was in favor of that same thing of removing some of the judges. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
so
now
so
when
now
but he
now
didn't
that
have a
she
change of heart. You can have a
Now,
change of heart.
yeah, you
Okay,
can't
so
ever change her. She was like, I wasn't a man then.
that's just like I wouldn't eat Popeye's red beans because the only red beans I ever ate was my auntie Melba, and when she passed, I stopped eating anybody red beans. So I have a change of heart. I might eat some Popeye's red beans every once in a while. So you can have a change of heart. I know everything about food with me, but I'm just saying.
Well, I ain't gonna even lie. I think I'm team. I think I'm on the side of Helena on this one. I think
Yeah,
people.
yeah, I'm with her. I'm with her,
Well,
regardless of.
I think people making a more of a bigger deal out of this than what it really is. As far as
They
I
trying to
don't,
say they're saving money. If
I
they
don't
if they
care. I
remove,
don't care. Well, for my thing is, I don't care what she decided back in the day. What she decided today is what I care about.
yeah,
Like,
and but just to give you a light of his point, of course, just like with the what we were talking about the party buses, finding a way, right? And he was saying if you remove the four of those judges, we the state will be saving $827,000 of salaries. And so so basically, because that other guy was saying the other
how much the state gonna save again? I'm sorry, I
eight
missed it.
hundred and 27,000 if they remove those four judges, four of the judges, right?
So
And
$1 million
also he was saying
basically.
that what they're there for, because they got this case, that case, they got a bunch of cases that they haven't tried, they haven't seen, and whatever. And then a lot of it has to do with this Calvin Duncan situation also, because he
Yeah,
was
because I
like,
was gonna
okay, they
figure out
got
where
more
where
judges
that
here.
come into play with Calvin Duncan. They just don't want him to have that office.
Yeah. And so they're trying to use that to their advantage of, okay, a lot of cases because of evidence and different things and files, these judges are not doing their jobs and all this and stuff like that because of all the cases. And so they're wasting taxpayer money and the state money. So everybody think is like, why are you making up something against New Orleans? And your district is 100 miles away from New
Who
Orleans.
sent you is what we should be asking.
Yeah, basically.
Who sent you?
And but I do give out Madam Mayor. She jumped to it. She got straight to it. Like, this ain't happening. It's not happening on my watch. Mind your business. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And then the guy, then what's his name? I forgot his name. I'm sorry, because he's from New Orleans. The senator. He basically was saying, like, you did you do any evidence? Remember, you said on the party bus, did you check to see how many wrecks they had and how many people got hurt? And he said, okay, did you do any evidence on the fact that these judges are not working and these cases are not being done? And he didn't have none of that in the bill that he proposed and passed. He never did any background. All he said was 827,000, basically. And so the mayor, she jumped on it. But then once she jumped on it, Mr. Cole, Byron Cole, they found an old video of her saying the same thing, that it should be cut down this to this and cut down to that. And so they're trying to, but I feel like you can have a change of heart. You know what I'm saying? Because now you sitting in the seat and now you understand that you've been on the city council and you've been seeing what's going on, and some reasons why a lot of trials haven't been tried. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things, because remember, we had paperwork laws. That's the reason why Calvin Duncan ran for to straighten out that
Yeah,
office.
they found
Clerical,
the
clerical.
damn court files at the dump yard.
But they also saying, I'm glad that Trust the Process said that when I saw a certain name, Landry, right? Not just Governor Jim Crow Landry, that's another way to get into New Orleans and run New Orleans. They're also saying that Mandy Landry has her hands in this. Now, for whatever
What?
reason, yeah, for whatever
Who
reason,
said that? Who said that? Byron?
it was some videos I saw for some
Well,
New
because
Orleans based
Byron
people.
and Mandy, they don't had a bad.
Yeah, well, her and Byron Colin had their
Yeah,
thing out.
yeah, they don't had a bad back and forth for a little minute.
Yeah,
Mandy seemed to be for the people most of the time.
well, her family was, what I'm saying, Moon Landry, and them, I mean, her family was people type mayors and stuff like that and whatever
And,
whatnot.
but
Governor
whenever
Evan, huh?
for my I say for my people out there, but whenever I do say that, it seemed like Mandy have been for the people. I'll also say that sometimes I feel like she cares, but she care, and she be wanting to understand, but I don't know if she really understand. You feel that makes sense?
Yeah, yeah, when you because you know what, no disrespect. You do have some Caucasian people that's like
Like they care, like they
they
really
like
do care, but
I'm
they
finna
don't
tell you,
understand.
yeah, and but they really don't have the just and understand everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. It's a lot of times they do have some of them do have great hearts
Yeah,
and
like I care, they very compassionate, but like you, sometimes when you don't understand something, you can't help.
you
You
gotta
got
help
to,
it. You have
yeah,
to
you got
you
to
have
understand first and then help, or you got to help
but
somebody that
then
understands.
sometimes and I will tell a lot of sometimes white people like your heart is good but use and I'm gonna give an example because somebody we talked about Dr. King earlier and I think somebody put up there that his anniversary his death is coming up and it's so funny maybe that's why he's on my mind. I remember when people wanted to help, whether it was Jewish, whether it was Chinese, they wanted to help right during civil rights. And they, he basically told them, he said, you being here and being on camera, standing arm in arm, and then you guys have lawyers that we can't get to help us fight this. You know what I'm saying? Your strength, use your strength. Don't try to get involved and indulged in and we're going with the struggle of it. Use your strengths that are on levels that we can't get to right now. And I think that's what happens with a lot of white people that say, hey, this is wrong and this is that way, this way, and I want to stand with you. No, use your strengths. Use what you have that we don't have. And sometimes it's financing, and sometimes knowing those some people that sit in high places. You
Right,
know,
right, right, right,
and
right, right,
so
right.
and I think that's the thing when it comes to white and black and white people having
Because I think
that heart.
sometimes that's sometimes with her and Byron. I think sometimes where they be having to disconnect that is like I just think they might be fighting similar fights, you know, and
And
some,
with Byron, Byron is non-trustworthy. I mean, he don't have a ounce of trust with white people, and some
yeah,
people
yeah, yeah,
understand that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
He ain't
and
trusting the
so
white
and
people.
then
I ain't gonna
also
lie.
he wants, with Byron, he wants it his way. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
he ain't
saying?
trying to
And then
compromise in no
he
kind of
wants to
way.
be the savior. He wants to be that savior. Like if he discovered a problem and the issue, he wants to be the one to save it. You feel what I'm saying? And then he wants the credit of I told y'all. He wants everybody to say you was right, like we've been doing this morning, and that's not good enough for him. If he see these videos, he gonna come back. See, they saying this, and it is so cold. But dog, we actually saying your name and saying you've been said these things. How much? What
Hey,
more you want me to do? You want me to come over there and wash your clothes and feed your chicken? You know what I'm saying? And to show you that I agree. You know what I'm saying? But I think with he I guess he goes back to the old ways of you know black people waking up on certain things and saying, I see you, I see you want to help, but I don't trust you. You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right.
Because a lot of them got on boats back then because they was a little trusted in what was on that boat, and they ended up somewhere else. So I guess you go to I
Byron
don't
ain't
know.
drinking the Kool Aid. I can tell
Hey,
you that.
and speaking of that too, real quick, the slave trade, the plight of the boats and stuff like that. I forgot it's Europe or something. It's coming up about. I got to read more about it. The Atlantic slave trade. You know what I'm saying? The route. You know what I'm saying? It's something big going on with that. I got to read more into it, but just to mention that. Uh,
I know the UN have passed.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I know the UN have voted unanimously that I guess for reparations of people
Yeah,
that was a
reparation.
part of the Atlantic slave trade.
Yes, that's it. And that's pretty big.
I'm
With the
like you, I
United
got to
States,
read into it a little bit more, but I know it was a big deal.
yeah, it's a big deal. And well, now with the United States, who've always voted against it, will they? Because now the UN is pushing. You know what I'm saying? But back to what we was talking about with the judges, I think Helena is like she's dealing with the budget, and now she's dealing with some issues, small issues that can distract from the budget because also the pothole situation where they only got what 52 workers. No, 15 workers that's doing the potholes, and they're doing how many potholes a day with those 15? And she wants to hire, I think, another 200 workers to do these potholes and stuff like that. And so, she getting a little resistance on that, saying, "Hey, we're already fighting with the budget." So, but I mean, to me, that's bringing jobs.
I ain't gonna even lie. What we doing? We fixing the roads, or what we doing? I mean, if she want to get some people to fix the roads, you can't complain about the roads being broke, and then
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want
they're
to,
trying, and then
and
they want
then
to.
don't want to, and then don't
But
want
you
to
know
fix
why,
it.
though, right?
That's
You know why,
crazy.
right? You know why, right? You know where she's starting at, right? She's
What's she
starting in,
starting
in
at?
predominantly black neighborhoods. So some people might not like that. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
so you think that's the issue?
And then also Royce Duplessis was, he's been real active, and I think they're about to do something with sewage and water board to change the pipes. You know what I'm saying? The pipe, with our piping system and things like that. The lead pipes get that because that's not a good thing. And I want to ask you something too, concerning health. Do you know they're calling Louisiana and Baton Rouge the cancer corridor now, with all the different pesticides and different things that they use with the chemicals and things that come in? They was showing about the numbers of cancer going up in
I,
Louisiana
I
and
could
Baton
I
Rouge
could
area.
definitely believe it, and I'm gonna tell you something else that nobody else been talking about since we talking about health is. Have you been paying attention to how many oil spills they don't had lately?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm surprised nobody is talking about how many oil spills we had in the Gulf just in the last probably 2 or 3 years. If I was an environmentalist, man, we should be have environmentalists down here going
That's why
bananas
we
right
that's
now.
why we losing so much shoreline and different things. It's a lot that's going on. Even with this look it up, this cancer corridor. That's what they call it in the United States, the biggest cancer corridor. Louisiana and Baton Rouge is a certain area because of the, whenever you see, what's the name of the pesticide that you could get a lawsuit at with right now? I forgot the
Oh,
name of it.
one of the ones they got a class AI.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so apparently these chemicals in these plants that they have in Louisiana has those chemicals in a lot of cases of cancer is coming up between Louisiana and Baton Rouge. I mean New Orleans and Baton Rouge. And they're
Well, one of
calling
the
it.
things one of the things that I thought was crazy, and I know that's I feel like all of these things gotta contribute to this, right? Like one of the things I was looking at, bro, they had
And
a
trust the
news
process,
story.
the refineries also. She right. The
Yeah.
refine. Yeah.
I was watching the news story, and I couldn't believe that this was not a big deal. But they was talking about some of the fishermen were talking about they're gonna have to cancel their fish season this year because the last I forget what they call it, the last group of crop that they brought in of fish, they were saying that when they started looking at the fish, it was showing signs that the
The
fish was being,
mutations.
yeah, the fish was being affected by the oil spill.
Yeah, can't yeah, lot of I mean, you have a lot of that going on, man. And remember we were supposed to do the data set and they voted it down, right? And people was upset because of the jobs, right? And thank God they voted it down and not come. They got a part of Louisiana, I forgot the name of it, got data centers up there because Elon Musk, all this is
Oh, I
Elon
seen this
Musk,
story.
AI.
Whatever little area that is, they got that data
Yeah,
center.
the
They had
noise,
hella
the
cancer up there.
pollution, the noise pollution, everything that's going on with that, so that would have happened right here in New Orleans in the commercial area with that data center,
And
because
I want to say that in that story, I don't quote me on this because I'm not looking at the story. I felt like they were saying that that particular county where that data center was had the most cancer numbers in the state.
yeah, the can I mean, it's right now. That's why in the United States they're listing it as the biggest. Louisiana to Baton Rouge as the biggest cancer corridor in the United States. That means the cancer cases, what I'm saying, and people living there and that being diagnosed with cancer. and it's not about smoking and whatever we're not. It's about the fertilizer and the the things that's going in, like Trust the Process said, these refineries, these plants, these chemical plants, like the Chinese chemical plant, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Well, now you got a lot of this stuff, and we're living right here, and then we're out drinking water. You understand? So it's so much, and that's what Royce Duplessis was fighting about, changing the pipes in the city of New Orleans,
I'm gonna
the
read a
lead
comment
pipes,
from.
getting rid of the lead pipes underground, the lead pipes that we have, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, which is leading to cancer in different situations, and then it could be a better water, the sewage system could be better because they're giving money for sewage and water board to New Orleans to be able to take over, and they could start changing these pipes. So not only gonna do potholes, got to think about it. Now you're gonna be digging up, changing all these lead pipes in the city of New Orleans.
I wanna read a comment to you real quick. Tropical Goddess, good morning, baby girl. How them kids doing? She said, I work in a I work in the refinery industry. I'm strongly considering getting out of that line of work, but I have to make sure I find another job that would make the salary I'm making now. And I was thinking about this, and one of the things I was about to say before I read her comment was, man, I feel like a lot of them people in between, let's say in between Homer, Thibodeau, LaPlace, all of these surrounding areas, I feel like a lot of them people be affected by these environmental challenges, but I be feeling like because it's the main source of income, it's very difficult for the politicians to fight for the people, because if they fight for the people and they say, "Yo, we need to get these refineries in check, man. We need to get these people in check," then the people in the community gonna be mad because it do affect their job.
But also, you got to look at this too. A lot of those refineries are the easiest job for people with felonies to get a job.
Shouts out to YouTube, man. My people on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you,
right. You right. Like,
a lot of
I'm
these
talking about
felonies,
a good job.
even if they just on fire watch, they making $20, $30 an hour, and it's either go back to the streets or I could get this job because I got a felony at this plant. So you're basically like, is D if you don't, D if you do. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I don't know if I can say the word. It's like if you regulate these things, which would be for safety, right? Which means you might end up having to shut them down or make them move. Then you lose all these jobs, and not only just regular people that are working with no felonies, people that have felonies. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And
No, I
so
mean, no, because in some of these areas, I was just thinking about what Trusting the Process was saying. And I'm like, girl, find a job where you making the same salary as the plant in Louisiana. You might better get ready to move to Texas. Because it really ain't that many jobs where you going to make that kind of money, sir.
no,
I'm
no,
sitting up here trying to think about it right now. I'm trying to see, like, all right, well, what could you do?
man, it's. I mean, right now,
We're gonna say on
right,
the lower end about $30.
let me tell you something. A lot of these and the jobs be almost easy to do, even if they're just sweeping up. They're making money that is like if life changing money for those hours, but they take a chance because of their health.
Put it
You know
like
what I'm
this:
saying?
you sweeping up at the plant, you making $25 an hour. You sweeping up at the school, you making 10.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things. That's why a lot of times with whether it's coming bringing data centers down here, all these things that are not good for us down here. You know what I'm saying? Because I was looking at something with when the people in the night war was arguing about the trains coming through, right? The trains, right? Building those extra tracks and that wharf and all that stuff, which will bring the chemicals and the smell down in the night war, which could bring cancer. And if Chalmette, I think, had a derailment, a train derailment, and they used that to say that what if in the night war this happened? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like big business can bring jobs, but what about the safety of the people? And then what about the people either saying I'm struggling, I don't have a good job, and y'all keeping this big business from coming? I'm going to do the wrong things.
I'm just well. that's why I say it's
No, no,
very.
no. I'm agreeing with you. I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
giving
like,
my
man, it is
viewpoint, my
very
side of it.
difficult to be a politician right now. Like,
Man, it's hard.
cause I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, what is the right decision? One day I'm saying save the community and the environment. The next day I'm saying, man, ain't nothing popping in the city. We need more production. And I'm trying to see what we really want, what the people want, man.
And but then what the people want is almost like being tough being a politician because like you said, it's like, okay, if I say I don't want you to die of cancer in 10 years, you know what I'm saying? But I could bring this plane here and you can make a lot of money. And then if I don't bring it here because I care about your life, they're gonna say you ain't doing nothing and you keeping jobs, you ain't bringing jobs. Why did I vote for you? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like D if you do that, D if you don't. You know what I'm saying? And but I think what it also has to come to the point then if you can't bring these type of plants in here that'll be as unsafe, then what other jobs you gonna create? You know what I'm saying? That's where you have to now really earn your spot as a politician and figure out some other businesses that could come in here. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, out in Harahan, I'm gonna keep it 100. Why best? You know why would they put out in Harahan? Oh God, not Amazon. Why put that big old Amazon thing out in Harahan? Man, ain't that many people live out in Harahan, man. Why not bring that to New Orleans? Why not bring that big old Amazon shipping? Because that's gonna be one of the main ones cross Louisiana in Louisiana. Why not bring that Amazon warehouse over because I watch it being built. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because wifey was doing work there, like she was doing work there, security work, and coming there every day watching it getting built. And I'm watching all the jobs. I'm watching then the Amazon people start coming in that's working there. I'm like, why was that not put in New Orleans or in the East? The
Where you
East
would have
got a
put it,
whole
I was gonna
bunch of
say where
money.
you probably would have put it in the east somewhere.
Why not put that in the east? That Amazon, because that thing is going to be the one thing where it's going to be shipping out stuff, going to be going from there to other cities, other states. It's huge. I mean, it's huge. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you put that Amazon? And then they think about also making an Amazon store like Best Buy and Walmart or whatever, or the ports or whatever. Why not put that in New Orleans and New Orleans East? Why did it end up in Harahan, way back there in Elmwood? For
I
what?
don't know. Maybe they gave a better deal.
No, they didn't fight for it. You got to, you know, it was coming. It's in Jefferson Parish. Why would no disrespect to Jefferson Parish, but I would think New Orleans East would have needed that huge, huge building with all those workers. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Now that is not bad for the environment, but you're gonna put a data center there that's gonna kill everybody.
That is bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do a little Venus versus Mars question on I'm sorry. On Friday, let's do a little Venus versus Mars question of the day.
For sure. What you got?
All right, so the comedian, you seen the comedian? I think what's her name? Leslie. Is it Leslie? Not. What's the comedian
The
name?
dog skin one?
Yeah.
I forgot her name. Let's not Leslie, but oh God, I forgot her name. The tall dog skin one that was on
Yeah,
Saturday Night Live.
tall, dark skin. Yeah, but she was quoted. She was quoted on social media or podcast or something, and she said she compared marriage. She was talking super bad about marriage, and she compared marriage to slavery. Leslie Jones, that's her name.
She
Leslie
compared
Jones.
marriage to labor.
No, to slavery.
Wow.
She said marriage is like slavery.
Okay, no disrespect. No disrespect.
So
She
my
hold up, no
hold up.
disrespect. She's known to be a lesbian. So what marriage she's talking about? You know, gay marriage, or she's talking about, heterosexual marriage? What is she talking about? That's what I'm, not asking you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because all I seen was the fact of the matter how she was down in marriage, and marriage to be like slavery. And I guess I wanted to pose the question to the Venus versus Mars question, and you can answer this. Is I'm trying to get a consensus of how people really feel. Are people for marriage or people more against marriage in modern day society? Because I was just doing a report and it was talk I was just I I was just you know reading a report and it was telling me that marriage has become successful marriages have become more of a common thing. But whenever I be seeing on social media, it seems like a lot of possibly women, maybe, and men talk against marriage. So my question, Venus versus Mars question is, which one you think is true, and not just for you, also for the people in the chat this morning, Venus versus Mars. Are we moving more towards marriage, or are we moving more away from marriage? And give me your whys. You know why you feel how you feel.
Okay, I'll give my reasoning. Okay, I look at it as a ploy because marriage is between black people, and we move the needle. And people might say you always serve on black and white. We move the needle of a lot. We are the culture of the world, period. As we go, what we do, how we do, right? We just don't take advantage of it business wise and money wise and family wealth wise. Okay, which we're starting to get to. So we set a standard, you know what I'm saying? And so when you're looking at it, I think right now, because what's happening is just like at one time, a lot of black people wasn't going to college, wasn't getting a college education. Now all our kids go to college, right? We figuring it out. We figuring out you got the Harris Robinsons that teach about the cheat code, you know what I'm saying? Getting your credit together and EINs and LLCs, So now we're getting it together where we tired of having separate homes for our kids. Black people are getting married. They're getting married. They're staying together. They're doing it like the old folks used to do. Go get a nice house with the white picket fence, two cars, and then a two-car income where kids not growing up struggling, right? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
so once you start doing that, and then what society has come now where we have such a strong, outspoken, and not in a bad way, LGB, I always mess the numbers up. You say it first.
LGBTQ.
And so, which, and they believe in their marriage, which is, same sex marriage and stuff like that. You have in between, and they don't have a problem with it because they say, hey, we together, we are who we are. So now you have that part of marriage, right? But then you got these people in between. You got I've been hurt, I've been cheated on, right? And and you have the also, I got money, I'm doing my thing, I don't want no wife. You know what I'm saying? I won't be a player out here. So you got that little group of people. You know what I'm saying? And that group of people, the hurt people, and I'm doing my way. So male and female, so they're more against it. They're against marriage and everything else. So they're gonna have, and then they have more of a voice because it's more of them on the internet. Like we're married, so it's like
Oh, you like on the internet is more of the
it's more
unmarried people.
it's more divorcees, and it's more heartbroken and been cheated on and done wrong and single parents, and then it's then what it is married that's on the internet. Because think about it, more a lot of married people like you on the internet hearing that for business. I'm on here hearing that for business. Your wife on there the same way. My wife on the same here and there, right? We not spending all our time on there. So those who don't are not married and don't have the responsibilities, a lot of times they on there. And if their heart has been broken, you know what I'm saying, or they've been divorced and the money they've been have been taken and everything else, it's more of them on there. And so they're against marriage. And so now when you said get somebody like her saying about slavery, right? You know, just like some people talk about they wanted like the old days. The wife is submissive. She just cook and clean, shut up, don't say nothing, lay down,
Don't
lay down
nobody
like a
want that.
good deed. You know what I'm saying? And so, and they think like marriage is like that. No, wives are outspoken. They their own bosses. They making their money, but they combining with what we do. They making a power couple thing. So a lot of people don't want to see that, especially in the black community. You know, when you look up and say, "Oh my God, they figured it out." They stand together. Their kids seeing both, and now their kids gonna grow up and know marriage and having, you know, two parent home and two parents that are making money and doing their thing. Oh my God, they got the secret. So there are
So,
people that don't want that.
so to
They don't
sum
give
it
a
up,
fuck.
you feel like to sum it up, you feel like the internet is trying to trick us.
Oh man, the internet. Think about this.
The
Okay, look
internet
at
trick
this.
us every day, yo.
It was
Shout out to
basically
Bayou
what
Social
happened was
tapped
that there
in.
was a Me Too movement and things like that that spilled over into the black community of, you know, basically be independent. A black woman, you don't need a man, right? And it spilled over into our community more because you know why? Because our black women were rising up the totem pole when it comes to business and going to, in jobs and careers. They were leading. So if you got to think about that, it's like, and that's when you start seeing black women marrying white men. You know what I'm saying? Spanish women marrying white men. And then that's when you look at everything with Donald Trump, where they came out and said, we're
Shouts
going to
out
be
to
the
High Tep Hap. They said family first on YouTube.
yeah. So when you look at the fact of the fact that they thinking that white people gonna be the minority soon, and now they're cross marrying, where they're marrying a lot of Mexican women, Spanish women that are making money and they're rising and doing their thing. You got to really sit down and see the whole play of it. Well, no, we're not gonna push marriage because they get it now. Black people are saying, I'm not gonna be single and my son gonna be living with me and then maybe with his mama and we beefing and whatever. Now that child grew up in a broken home and then he grew up to have 3 4 kids out of wedlock, and then no, they figuring out black people want the American dream also, the nice house, the nice
Hey,
wife,
it's
the
coming up on
nice.
that time. I got to get up out of here. We right up on it. My bad, sir.
Yeah,
It's
we'll talk about
We'll
this
get
later.
into it more, man. Enjoy your Easter, brother. And then I do want to remind everybody out there we got Easter brunch, live jazz Easter brunch this Sunday over at Bayou Social, 10 a.m. to 3. I will be in the building. So if you want to come and spend Easter with me for a brief moment after church, definitely come. We got an immaculate menu. The drinks are gonna be dope. And Serv, say your goodbyes before we bring in tree shakers real quickly. Hurry up, man. I gotta go.
Hey, God bless, man. And remember what Easter really is about and what Good Friday is about. You know what I'm saying? Especially those of us our spiritual warriors out there. Remember the sacrifices, you know, that God gave with his son, his only son. And remember, man, take care of yourself, man. Let's be around longer for our grandkids. God bless y'all. Have a great
Welcome,
weekend.
everybody, to the second half of Tree Radio Talk Show. On this half of the show, we have a recently released gentleman from the Louisiana State Penitentiary at Angola coming to share with us just a few of the perils that he's suffering, thinking that when he got out of jail, he was going to be able to be free. But y'all, that system don't